I remember when I was 5, I had a close relative, Uncle Sam. He was always nice to me, until I turned 10. After that, he began to behave weirdly whenever we were left alone. He became very touchy, and often gave me uncomfortable compliments. One day, my parents were out for a dinner party, and I was home alone. Around 8, I was sleeping on my bed when I got a call from Uncle Sam. I picked it up thinking he needed to say something urgent, but he was again being weird. He asked me what I was wearing and kept breathing heavily during the entire conversation. I asked if he was alright, to which he said he's just sad that I don't spend enough time with him like I used to. I was so naive that I let him gaslight me and even felt guilty for not being nice to him. I apologized to him. He told me that he would like to pick me up from school tomorrow and take me out for ice cream. He gave me a goodnight kiss on the phone, and I went to sleep thinking that I'd somehow misunderstood my uncle. The next day at school, I waited at the front gate when Uncle Sam came to pick me up. My class teacher, Miss Susie, saw me standing on the sidewalk, so she asked me why I was waiting there. I told her that my uncle was taking me for ice cream. Seeing me wait alone, Miss Susie decided to keep me company until Uncle Sam came. 5 minutes later, I pointed to the blue van that my uncle drove and asked Miss Susie if she would like a lift, as her house was in the same direction. But when Uncle Sam saw me with Miss Susie, he surely didn't like it. He didn't even greet her properly when she got into his car with me. Miss Susie sensed the tension, so when her stop came, she lied to Uncle Sam saying there had been an issue she wanted to discuss with my parents, so it'd be nice if he dropped her at my house. Uncle Sam's face changed color as soon as my teacher asked to meet my parents. He told me he'd take me for ice cream some other day and dropped both of us at her home. When we went home, Miss Susie took my parents to a different room, and they had a long talk that lingered for almost half an hour, and then she left. My parents sat me down afterwards and started asking me various questions about Uncle Sam, like how he behaved around me, whose idea it was to go for ice cream after school, etc., etc. I could sense a lurking tension on my parents' faces, so I told them the truth. I told them how I misunderstood Uncle Sam at the beginning, and he was being weird. But later on, he promised that it was just his unconditional love towards me. I saw tears in my mother's eyes and rage in my father's face. He called Uncle Sam and threatened to destroy him if he ever came near me. A few weeks later, he moved to another city to live close to my grandparents. When I turned 14 years old, I went to a union party held by one of my aunts. All of my relatives were invited there as well. I was enjoying myself with my cousins when I heard my mom asking my aunt about Uncle Sam. I too realized that even though everyone was there, Uncle Sam was nowhere to be seen. What felt even more weird was that my aunt took my mom aside to talk about Uncle Sam, as if mentioning his name was like breaking the most important rule. This got me more curious about finding out what happened to Uncle Sam. Once the party was over, I was sent to sleep with my cousin's sister Ruthie, who was 2 years older than me. We were casually chatting, lying on the bed, talking about boys, when I asked Ruthie, "Hey, how's Uncle Sam?" I didn't see him at the party. Ruthie's face turned pale, like she had seen a ghost. She hesitated for a moment, then said, "Uncle Sam was arrested last month." I yelled, "What? Why?" My dad said he behaved very badly with a 12-year-old. Her parents called the cops on him, and he was sent to prison. The girl is now under therapy over some serious trauma. God, I couldn't believe it when I heard this.
Did you see how much time was left on the
ground? Would do something like this. Something inside me snapped, and all my innocence died that moment. I realized what Uncle Sam had in mind for me. I realized how my teacher saved me that day by warning my parents about this sick Sam. If Miss Susie didn't care to intervene, that unfortunate 12-year-old could have been me.
I'm the winner. We met.
That's it?
Hello, Mom.